Hello and welcome to ThePrint. Today we are at Bangalore's Mavalli Tiffin Room. The restaurant, which started in 1924, has completed 100 years of existence. And today we have with us Mr. Vikram, who is the third generation of the Maiya family who has been running this restaurant. So Vikram, welcome to ThePrint.
Thank you so much.
There's absolute madness and chaos in the kitchen and where the customers are sitting. What's the chaos all about today?
It's Independence Week, so Independence Day week. So every year during Independence, there is a 10-day flower show that happens in Lalbagh, which is right next door. And during that 10-day period, there is a lot of tourists coming in from within state and from out of state as well. So typically, when they come here, they generally tend to come to MTR for a meal. So every year we have this influx of huge crowds during that particular week. So that's what you're seeing. And this is big week crowd. So if you come on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, it's even more chaotic.
For a century, Bengaluru's Mavalli Tiffin Room has been a family-run gem, evolving through 3 generations. With 12 outlets in India and 7 abroad, the restaurant's success is undeniable. A landmark since 1924, the restaurant stands in the same place where it did for more than 5 decades. It is currently run by the 3rd generation Maiya family. Hema Malini, Vikram and the younger brother Arvind are all managing partners in the restaurant. The siblings have been the wind beneath its wings as MTR evolved from a standalone restaurant into a restaurant chain. The MTR building at Lalbagh Road has been witness to the city's changing landscape. It saw Bangalore evolve from the retirement city to Bengaluru, India's tech hub and brewery capital. This pre-independence restaurant has not just survived the test of time, it has thrived. The food and its consistency has been MTR's USP. On weekdays, the Lalbagh branch serves at least 800 rava idlis and 1,000 masala dosas. The numbers are doubled on weekends. But lunch hours at MTR are dedicated to their elaborate meals and absolutely mad chaos.
So Vikram, what are you serving today?
We are serving the South Indian thali. Yeah.
And this crowd is when your traditional rava idli and your masala dosa is not there.
No. So the cycle of Lalbagh Road MTR is like this. We start for breakfast at 6:30 in the morning. We go on till about 11 o'clock. And then we're shut for an hour to clean the place up and get it ready for lunch. And then lunch is served from 12:30 to about 2:45, 3 o'clock. And then there is another half an hour break for cleaning up the place. And then we open for evening snacks, and the a la carte menu opens up at 3:30. 3:30 all the way to 9:30.
So what are you serving today in the South Indian thali? What all dishes are there?
It encompasses about 21 items. There is a salad, there is you have a dosa, a miniature masala dosa, then you have puri sabji, followed by, I think today it's bismillah, which is a rice preparation, followed by you have rice, you have rasam, you have sambar, and then you have 2 different types of sweet, then you have kheer, you have a kara item as well with that, something like a medu vada. And then to end it, you have a fruit salad with ice cream, followed by a palm.
Pulling by a palm. That's interesting.
Yes.
So will it, I know we won't be audible downstairs, but will it be okay if we give our audience a tour of the kitchen?
Of course.
Let's
Most
go,
welcome.
let's
Yes.
Today, MTR is present across the world, but it has its roots in Lalbagh, where it all began back in 1924. Originally, MTR was a pioneering drive-through cafe, serving coffee and snacks to customers parked outside, a concept ahead of its time.
Yeah, so this was basically started in 1924, but the journey started a little before that. My grandfather, along with his 3 brothers, so there were 4 brothers who were part of this in the beginning. So they were all farmers in our village, in our native place, which is about 40 kilometers from Udupi. That's where we're from. We originate from there. So they kind of came to Bangalore looking for a better life and things like that in their early 20s. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the date, but early 20s is what I've been told. So they came here and they started working in various households. I think one of my uncles worked with a High Court judge at that time. He was the cook in their house. And the story goes that the judge himself told him, look, you are a good cook. So why don't you think about setting up something on your own? So I think that was the beginning of it. And in 1924, they opened a small little place, not very far from where we are right now. It's called Lalbagh Fort Road. That's where it started. So those days it was called the Brahmin Tiffin Center. That's what it was called. So that's where it started. And I think after a few years, my grandfather went back to the native place because he was the eldest of the family, and all the women and kids were still back in the village. So he went back to kind of look after the things there. So two of them, and the youngest of the brothers is one Mr. Saravana Maiya. He's basically the main guy behind MTR as it is today. So in early 50s, he went on there was this thing called the World Fair that used to happen. I think it's stopped. It's not there anymore, but those days, I think every 2 years or something, there used to be a World Fair. So he went in 1951 to the World Fair in Paris, and he came away with a bunch of things. One of them being this steam cleaning of utensils, of crockery, basic hygiene. Those were, obviously it wasn't that big those days. So he came away with that. He came away with basic etiquette, table etiquette, how you eat and things like that. So he had made all these small booklets. I think some of them are still with us, as to how you behave as a customer and how you behave towards your fellow customer. If somebody is sitting across from you, how you behave to those kind of things. Very, very interesting things. So he came away from that, and 1959 we moved to this current location. This area is called Mavalli. Mavalli basically means, Mavu in Kannada means mango. Halli means village. So this, a large part of this area was a massive mango orchard those days. So that's why it was called Mavalli. So that's how the name comes, Mavalli Tiffin Rooms. That is how the attribute to that name is because of the area. So we became MTR after we moved to this place. 1959, 1960. And since then, this has been our, kind of a flagship store.
So, a 10-minute walk from the restaurant, we have come to the MTR House, where the lunch items get prepared. Now, Vikram, MTR House, why do you call it?
It's always been MTR House. This used to be the family home, and it was a joint family, going back 30 years back. So that's why, it was always called MTR House. I was born and brought up here.
Okay.
So, since then it's become more of a, we have 2-3 factories here. We have the main kitchen for the
what all
lunch.
happens here?
So, we just came from the main MTR, Lalbagh Road. So, all the lunch items which you saw there are prepared in this kitchen here.
Okay.
The rest of the a la carte menu is prepared there itself, but the lunch items are made here.
Okay, and we also can see the bakery.
Yeah, we can see the bakery, you have a sweets factory, you have a rava factory, plus the office is here.
Okay, and what all do you make in the bakery?
From breads to biscuits to cakes, all that it encompasses fairly large eggless range. We don't use egg in our product, so
Okay.
it's
Okay, so this is called the MTR House, and that it is building. It's called the MTR Factory.
MTR factory. We have multiple places, so it's just like an extension of the MTR House.
Will it be safe to say that the MTR House is the heart of MTR?
Half of it, I would still consider that to be the core of it.
Okay.
The Lalbagh Road MTR is still the soul of it.
Now, after running one outlet for 80 years, MTR went on an expansion spree. Starting from 2004, they have established 12 outlets in their home turf, Karnataka. But Vikram and his siblings are looking beyond India's borders. They are shedding the caretaker mentality of their parents to make MTR an international brand like Saravana Bhavan.
In India, MTR is present in Bangalore, Mysore, and Udupi. The international business of the restaurant is spread across 6 countries, including Dubai, Singapore, and US. However, there is no stopping to the siblings. Another MTR outlet is in the pipeline and it will be soon coming in Canada. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.